Hello viewers, friends, and subscribers, it's AG, and today we're going to talk about Silent Hills being cancelled. Now you're going to say, well AG, what does that have to do with anything? Well, the question remains for me, something bigger than what you may have thought of. Are we falling into the big gaming crash of 2015 or of the 2010s? Is this a sign of the end of times for old companies? We shall see. Alright, so hear me out. Konami canceled Silent Hills. It's official, right? So, Kojima left Konami. After Metal Gear Solid 5, that's probably it for the Metal Gear Solid franchise without Kojima. Now, we all know what happened with Final Fantasy when the main guys left, right? The main developers were gone, and Final Fantasy kind of took a little downhill turn over time. Well, it might happen with the Metal Gear Solid franchise, but Konami is slowly stepping away from video games. They're going to dip their feet into other ventures and such, but video games is not really their #1 thing anymore. And who can blame them, right? What's going on in the gaming industry right now is really strange. These companies that we grew up with, if you're around my age, your 20s or your 30s, these companies we grew up with, right? We saw them grow, we saw them at their peak, and now it seems like some of them couldn't adapt. Capcom. What happened to Capcom? They're not making Mega Man games anymore. They're kind of afraid to make Mega Man games because the ones that they released didn't sell as well as they did. Even making Mega Man 9 and 10 didn't sell as well as they wanted. So they're kind of hesitant about that. Like, no more Mega Man games. But why? Why do you think that Capcom is in the place they are now? That they are almost bankrupt? Is it because that people caught wind of their actions? Having on-disc DLC? Sorry, that's what I was... Yeah, on-disc DLC. The people finally catch on to what some of these companies are trying to do. And it rubbed people the wrong way. They're like, you know what? Capcom is trying to screw us over. You know, we don't need to buy Capcom games. Or just over time, the quality of Capcom games have dropped. Resident Evil 5, Resident Evil 6... Things just got crazy out of hand with those games. People are saying it's straying way too far away from its roots. Has Capcom just not really listened to what the people wanted? You know, when you have a company, you have to give the people what they want, right? It's, you know, one of those things where if people are telling you, you should listen. Now in a world that we live in, like, you have direct one-on-one contact with the consumer through Twitter, Facebook, through all of social media. They're telling you, we want Mega Man Legends 3, we want this game, we want that game, and you don't listen to them. What's going to happen? Sega of all companies, who in the early 2000s dropped out of the console market, have decided to now go and only do mobile games. Sonic Boom on the Wii U was a flop. Didn't sell like they wanted it to sell, and it's somehow our fault that they released a shoddy product. And why didn't we buy it? Because the reviewers all said it was garbage. But it's our fault, right? So they're gonna go do mobile now, see how that goes for them. I'm sure they'll do fine in mobile, but again, these companies, is it because they did not listen to us, the consumer? Or is it something else entirely? Did they not adapt over time? These companies that we knew from the 80s and 90s, they did not adapt to the wants of the consumer of the 2010s and beyond. The consumer of the 21st century, did they not adapt over time to our tastes? Nintendo. Now Nintendo has finally made profit over in this generation, just recently. But like last video, I kind of mentioned with the whole Splatoon thing, that, you know, I would like to have voice chat, you know, put my headset on, talk to people, let's make some strategies, but Nintendo holds back on it. Their whole internet interface, their whole online way of doing things, just step backwards. They're kind of hesitant of going full force. And maybe the NX is the answer. Maybe they finally realize this, and maybe that will happen with NX. But right now with Wii U, Did Nintendo really want to do what we wanted them to do? Because people were surprised when the Wii U came out and it was supposedly as powerful as only PS3 and Xbox 360. Why isn't it as powerful as PS4 and Xbox One? It's a next-gen console, right? And that was possibly the problem with the Wii U, that people saw the graphics, people saw what it was. And I'm talking about gamers, not the mainstream public. Mainstream public, they were confused as all hell anyways. Wii U, oh, is that a tablet you can just get for the Wii? That's what the mainstream thought. Die-hard people, us, the gamers who know about the industry, who know about video games, we saw it and we're like, okay, well, I'll buy it. Some of us, like me, who love Nintendo, well, I'll buy it because it's Nintendo and I love Nintendo games. And then you got the other people who are like, well, what is this? I mean, the tablet thing is kind of cool, but the graphics don't look that great. And people were just crazy about graphics, right? So Nintendo struggled with the Wii U. It's barely selling 10 million units. So, what's going on with the gaming industry, with these companies? Is it not adapting to our tastes? The reason why these companies are struggling with the products? Or is it something else entirely? Please let me know in the comments. I will respond to every single one of your comments. I'm not kidding. And let me know what you think, because it's really sad that Konami, had canceled Silent Hills. And now my sister, for one, loved to see what was coming with that Silent Hills game, and I had a message her on Facebook. Oh my gosh, it's canceled. Is this a gaming crash that's going on with all these companies? The companies we grew up with, they're going away slowly. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. But again, let me know what you think in the comments. I will respond to every single one of yours. Thanks for watching The Game Capsule TV. More videos to come. I'm AG, and we will see you next time.